Do you have a unique buying opportunity this spring? I just want to outline a couple of things that are happening in the real estate market that might make it really advantageous for you to buy your next home if you're planning a move in the next few months. The real estate market is governed primarily by two things: supply and demand and consumer confidence. And both of those have had a lot of shifting in the last year. Actually more than a year, because it started with COVID. So I just want to do a quick run through. I saw these market descriptors used, if you look on my chart here, from 2020 up to 2023. So in 2020, COVID was the market of uncertainty. We had a lot of people leaving the city, so sales were strong because everybody was selling and getting out. Then we entered a period of hyper growth as everybody continued to move around, and a lot of that hyper growth in prices was caused by the supply and demand factors, to the point where by last January we had the lowest amount of inventory, as you can see here, that we had in the last 3 years, and that caused a 20% surge in average prices that peaked in February. And we spent all of last year running that average price point back down because it never should have happened. There never should have been a 20% price surge in the early spring of last year, and it made things completely unaffordable. So what went up was bound to come down, and what made the coming down so much harsher was the Bank of Canada started to raise interest rates aggressively to try and get inflation under control, and that included real estate inflation. But now we find ourselves in a unique position at the beginning of 2023, and at this time of year there's usually a recap of the 2022 market and predictions for 2023. And when I look at these numbers and I look at where our inventory is sitting, we have a lot of opportunity to buy. There is inventory out there. A lot of it might have been sitting on the market for a while, longer than usual, because it's been overpriced, and there's always a lag in people adjusting to the new value when a market is being volatile. So we're now going into the spring season with a lot of inventory, and that bodes well for buyers because there's choice and there's the ability to negotiate. From a consumer confidence point of view, we've been in a downward market now for a year due to the interest rate increases, and everybody is sitting there wondering when the Bank of Canada is going to stop these hikes. At first, after the last one, it was like, okay, now they're going to stabilize. Now they're forecasting it might go up another 0.25, but they're going to stop sometime this spring in the next couple of months. And when they do that, that's going to be a boost to consumer confidence. And that means a lot more buyers are going to come into the market. And when that happens, when that inventory starts to get eaten up, we could start to see the bottom of the market with the average prices going up. And when you couple that with the fact that we've had strong employment figures and we're due to have about 500,000 people immigrate to Canada, those are all going to put upward pressure on the average price of real estate again. So I think that if you're stable in your job and you've been pre-approved in this market and you have a need to make a move, if you do so in the next month or so before the Bank of Canada actually says, okay, we're done raising interest rates, there will be the opportunity to get some good deals. So look at your situation, learn the market, know the market, because you will run into multiple offers. We are seeing multiple offers, but different from previous multiple offers, it's usually because a property has been properly priced for this market and prepared well for the market, and it's in a demand area. And then there are multiple offers, but they're not crazy bidding wars. So be prepared. You could find yourself in competition, but as long as you know what the numbers, what the property's worth, and what you can spend, you can be confident in bidding in a multiple offer situation. Just keep in mind that the overriding factor is going to be what the property appraises for. So understanding the market is understanding the market through an appraiser's eyes. But anyway, that was my hint on the market for this month. If you are thinking of buying, I can't predict whether we're at the bottom of the market or where the bottom of the market's going to be, but I think as we get close to the end of the Bank of Canada raising interest rates, you could have a unique opportunity to buy a property at a good price and add value to it. Happy shopping!